welcome to my channel. So today I am bringing you my week 12 of my project life, and I'm using my June Like Forever kit. So this time I decided to leave in the first bit, which is where I prep the photos, etc. So I print them out on my Picturemate from Epson, and I print them as two on one, which can be done via their software, and then I do actually just stick down each of the pictures onto a piece of white paper just to give the borders, because I find that even though you can join two together, if you cut them straight down the middle, the borders aren't right. So I'm using some of the papers that I've already cut into 3x4 cards, ready to do my mop-up of my kit. But what I decided was I could actually get another Project Life spread out of this before I just make my bunch of 3x4 cards. So I've got all of those now, and I'm just moving them about and trying to decide which ones I do want. So I am going to stick with the 4 that are there now, though they will move into different places as per usual, but the 4 I have are right. So once I like that basic layout, I move the pictures about, etc. But once I've got a layout that I like the look of straight off, that's when I then start to bring in embellishments, etc. and see what will work. So I've got these ones from my own stash. I did use these last month as well, and I will end up bringing a couple of those onto the layout just to bring a pop of colour and give a little bit of a base. I then had a look at bringing in the frames, but found they didn't work. So I went through looking at the die cut pieces that were there, trying to bring in some that were a little bit more colourful that I may not use as much on a layout. So a few different ones of those, quite a few of them will end up staying, but some will end up moving about. But I'm just going through all the different ones to see which ones work. So I am going to cut off that captured. I don't need the big journaling spot because I already have a 4x6 journaling spot. So I'm going to bring that one in just to echo the coloured letters that are on the word epic, which I do really like the way that one looks. So this is starting to build up my layout. I did end up sticking down that label with the work card on it, though that will end up changing quite a bit. And then, sorry, it is out of focus, but I have brought in one of those labels and sat an alarm clock on the top of it, just because it's next to a picture of my gorgeous nephew asleep in his turtle mask. The alarm clock will end up moving for something else. While I liked it, it wasn't working as well as I wanted it to. So I'm just going to have a slurp of my coffee, because you always need coffee while creating, in my opinion. Well, you need coffee all the time, full stop, in my opinion. But yeah, I've quite often got a coffee on my scrap desk. So I'm now going through the die cuts again, just trying to see what I can get to work as I want it to on that red card. And then I came across the Rise and Shine Sun, and I felt that looked better than the alarm clock up in the top corner, so I moved that one over. And then this is where I actually liked the way the hello looked on the black and white card, and that brought in the multicolour again. So I did end up taking off the work hard, play hard die cut piece altogether, and then I also peeled off the label because it didn't need to be there under the yellow. So luckily they are very forgiving, those labels, so they did get moved around quite a few times, and then I have to put my hand there to check that it's actually how I want it. I just visualizing, sometimes it works well for me and sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, I've just moved those 2 cards, switched them over. I just found that the blocks of yellow were more spread out and appealed to my eye a lot better. And then I've popped a little arrow with a heart underneath the word hello, and then pointed that to my youngest, who was getting ready for a school meal out and therefore had got her hair curled by her sister. So I'm going to pop those down now. They're just going down with Hermie, and then I did use a wood word. I got another word used, and it just says beautiful. So I've got hello beautiful on that card. And then I've got the typewriter with oh hello, and then really up in the top corner. The one at the bottom that just says epic is pretty much going to stay as it is. and I'm just bringing in a couple of the Heidi Swap words. Up in the top it says I am dreaming, and then it says today's priority near the typewriter. I did try another one near the word epic, but it wasn't quite working for me, so that came off. But I did put a remember this on the bottom of a photo of a friend's cake for a night out that I had. So that is pretty much how the layout will end up looking. It's watch me rummaging for my black pen so I can go around all the outlines. And the only thing I did add as a finishing touch when I was done was a couple of red little hearts from the Illustrated Faith range, just because they looked cute and it echoed the heart in the arrow as well. So thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you enjoy these videos and get creating with me while I get this project life finished up. Speak to you all soon.